This couch looks like it's made out of lazy dog. There's hair everywhere. It's all sort of floppy and sort of ridiculous looking. All the pillows sort of fold and flop over in ridiculous manners. I feel like my camera is on an angle, but that's too bad. That's what's going on for today. So let's start documenting, because that's what I've decided I'm going to do, and that's what all the gurus tell me is going to get me an audience that's then going to buy my coffee. And that's what this is all about. So today is a pre-market day. Tomorrow I have a farmer's market. It's the second time I participate at this farmer's market. The first time was last Sunday. It went okay. It just went okay. And I suppose for a first farmer's market, okay is good. But I hope to ameliorate my sales tomorrow by having samples. Apparently that makes a big difference, and that makes sense to me, because if I go up to someone and I taste whatever it is they have, coffee for me, and it's good, then there's a better chance that I'll purchase their wares. Now, something I noticed last week was about 50% of the people I was able to have a meaningful, it's not meaningful, but a discussion with that lasted more than 2 seconds. That was more than just, hey, how's it going? That I was able to ask what kind of coffee they like, and get into a little thing. About 50% of them converted into sales. So that's an interesting thing. Having samples will likely draw more people to my table. Sorry about that, that's my computer making noise. We'll draw them to my table, and we'll put them in a position and a proximity where I'll be able to initiate a conversation. As they sort of sip away their thing, they won't sort of look away. They'll make eye contact, and therefore we'll be able to get into a little chit chat. So if 50% of those convert into sales the same way as they did last week, that should boost sales numbers by quite a bit alone. What's my other strategy? I guess that's the big thing I'm looking at tomorrow. That's going to be the major change. And then maybe my disposition will be a little bit different tomorrow. Last Sunday, the first part of the day, I wasn't really initiating any conversations with anyone. I was sort of sitting back, and then if people really came up and actually picked up a bag, then I'd start talking with them. And once I started speaking with them, I realized that that's how you get the sales. And so then I started initiating conversation quite a bit before then, just at the point where they're walking past and we make eye contact. I'd say, hey, how's it going? And then if they stopped and said, oh, good, nice, beautiful day, whatever, then I'd get into it and be like, what sort of coffee do you like? Do you like lighter coffee, darker coffee? Do you drink espresso? Do you drink coffee? And so that worked out. So tomorrow, right from the get-go, I'll be a little bit more communicative and a little bit more forthcoming without being aggressive. And, I'm not going to call out across the market and say, hey, you like coffee? I'm not going to do that. So today I got up, tried to meditate 10 minutes. I'm trying to meditate every day. Apparently it's supposed to help. I found that when I have actually been able to get into a little bit of what I think might be a meditative state over the course of a few days, I do start to feel different. I do start to feel a bit calmer, a little bit less reactive maybe. So that's good. So today I did that. Wasn't great. And then I did writing, because that's one of my goals, is to seriously pursue writing. So I wrote for about 20 minutes, just sort of mind streaming. I call it brain ejaculate, because I just sort of, I ejaculate onto the screen. I let it all out. My voice is like a 14-year-old boy's voice this morning. I don't know why. It's going up and down. And then after that, I've been in communication with a guy for a few days now about purchasing this tent, because I'll need a tent for some of the farmers markets. Not the one tomorrow, but I'm starting another one Tuesday, and I have to have a tent for that one. So I purchased this tent, managed to get the guy to deliver it, which was great. We checked it out. It's really heavy duty, which is what everyone tells me I need for the farmers markets, because lots of these flimsy tents that people buy tend to break within the first market or two. As soon as there's a little bit of a gust of wind, the frame just folds or collapses or something. So this one is a heavy duty one. New, it would be quite expensive, totally out of my budget range anyway, so hopefully this works out well. The only trouble is the canopy has the logo, the branding, the name of another company on it. So I have to track down either another canopy today or figure out a way to make some kind of banner that I'll wrap around the top of my thing that'll cover that. Even though that's for Tuesday, I need to figure that out today likely, because tomorrow is a market day, Monday's a roast day, and that's a full day thing. And then Tuesday morning, before the market, is packaging coffee. That'll take a few hours, and then that's it. So I really have just today to figure that out. The other thing I have to figure out today is the sample thing. How am I going to make a tremendously large batch of coffee that tastes good? What I do at home, I have an espresso machine, so I usually make Americanos. I'm pretty fond of Americanos, and I find that's an interesting way to taste single origin coffees. Or else I do the AeroPress. If you're not familiar with the AeroPress, it's this little contraption that makes 1 cup of coffee at a time. It makes fantastic coffee, but if I want to make a massive jug of coffee, that's going to take me many, many hours, using a hand grinder to grind my beans and then cranking out 1 cup at a time. So that's not an option. So I'm going to have to figure out some way to produce a large amount of coffee that still tastes great, hopefully. So I was thinking I might do cold brew. I'm really into cold brew, and so is everyone else in the coffee world right now. The problem is I don't want to serve it cold, even though that's a popular way of doing it. I'm not sure if the clientele that I have that's going to be at the market are sort of open to the cutting edge of the coffee world, right? If it was an iced coffee with ice in it and sugar and crap like that, I'm sure they'd be fine with that, but that's not at all what I'm doing. It would just be sort of cool coffee, and then it would be black, and then I think people would just be turned off, because in their heads they think coffee is a beverage that you have warm. So even if it's going to be a warm day tomorrow, I'm going to need to figure out a way to make warm coffee for people to sample. So those are the things I'm going to be dealing with this afternoon: the canopy, the coffee, and as I've decided that health is important, I don't want to take a backseat to business. I'm still going to make time to go to the gym and do leg day. Yesterday I did upper body, so today I'm gonna go. It'll be just a quick workout, but at least I'll have done it. Yesterday was terrible eating day. I ate like an asshole. And so today I'm gonna be vigilant and stay on the mark. I count my calories. I think that's the simplest and easiest way to lose weight. I find that if I stay around the 2,000 calorie mark, I can gradually lose weight and still eat in an enjoyable fashion. So, yeah, those are sort of the broad strokes of my day. Hopefully this is somewhat interesting. I'll try to document. Maybe I'll try to film myself doing some of the things I'm doing today, if they're of any interest, and then certainly tomorrow I'll take pictures and maybe do some videoing, and maybe at the end of the day, if I'm not too depressed, I'll talk about how the market went, what my thoughts are, and I'll discuss if I made progress in the sales department. But yeah, today's all about tomorrow. All right. Anyway, thank you.